thought it would be interesting for you to see how I measure a warp. In this case, I'm measuring for a baby wrap, and I'm at the part of the wrap where I'm measuring the gradient, transitioning from one color to another. In this case, I'm transitioning from magenta to lavender, and I am past the halfway point. So when I'm measuring a warp, I'm holding two strands of thread in my left hand, separated between my thumb and my index finger so they don't twist, and I'm turning the mill with my right hand. And for this warp, I have to do 20 sides in one direction. I get to the end, I stop, and I go back 20 sides in the other direction. So I did the number of turns I needed to. I have 6 threads of the lavender. Yes, I'm counting all the time. I had to stop and cut the lavender, pick up the magenta, tie a knot, and separate the magenta threads between my thumb and forefinger, and spin the mill and go up to the top. I'm doing 2 threads of lavender here, and when I get to the top, I have to stop again. I have to cut one of those threads of magenta, pick up one of the strands of lavender, and tie a knot before I can start winding again. Now I'm doing 1 lavender and 1 magenta until I get down to the bottom. And guess what's going to happen there? You already know. I'm going to have to stop the mill, cut, and tie another knot. I'm cutting the other strand of magenta and tying on the other strand of lavender, so I'll be doing 2 lavenders again. And this time I need to do 7 strands of the lavender. So again, you'll see how much quicker it is when I don't have to stop and tie knots. I merely need to count and make sure. So I already have 1 strand of lavender from when I had the lavender and magenta together. When I get up to the top, I will have 3 strands of lavender. I stop the mill, I spin it in the opposite direction. My gradients are 64 threads. It takes 64 threads to go from one solid color to the next solid color. There's 3 threads of lavender. And I think that means I have to stop and tie knots, I don't know, 18 or 20 times. I never actually counted that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop, cut, pick up 2 strands of magenta, tie a knot. So it's pretty easy to see when you watch this process that it takes much longer every time I have to stop the mill, cut threads, and tie a knot than if I'm just spinning and spinning and spinning. And that is why gradients cost more. That's what it's all about.